What makes Doctor Doom Marvel's most iconic villain, and perhaps its greatest hero? Doctor Doom isn't just your typical villain. His intellect, ambition, and tragic backstory make him one of the most multi-dimensional characters in Marvel's history. Though known as the arch-enemy of the Fantastic Four and countless other heroes, Doom's story is far more complex than just seeking power. He's a man driven by loss, by a desire to reshape the world in his image, and at times by a need to redeem himself. In this video, we'll dive deep into the rise, fall, and godhood of Doctor Doom and explore why he might just be Marvel's most misunderstood antihero. Doctor Doom's journey begins with tragedy. Born as Victor Von Doom in the war-torn country of Latveria, Doom's childhood was steeped in pain and loss. His mother, Cynthia Von Doom, was a powerful sorceress who made a pact with Mephisto, the demonic ruler of hell, in an attempt to save her family. In a cruel twist of fate, it was this very pact that cost her life, sending Doom into a spiral of grief and rage. His father's death soon followed, leaving Victor with no family and an unyielding desire to bring his mother back from the clutches of hell. As a child prodigy, Doom's genius was evident early on. He quickly became a rising star in the scientific community, his inventions rivaling even the brilliance of Reed Richards, the man who would become his greatest foe. But Doom's greatest tragedy came not from his battles with others, but from his own arrogance. In an attempt to unlock the secrets of his mother's soul, he conducted an experiment that would change the course of his life forever. The experiment backfired, horribly disfiguring his face and marking the beginning of his obsession with perfection and power. As Doom grew older, his intellect and ego only expanded. His genius, while undeniable, also became his greatest flaw. The bitter rivalry between Victor Von Doom and Reed Richards, a fellow genius and future member of the Fantastic Four, became the defining conflict of Doom's life. Doom saw Richards not only as a rival, but as everything he hated, a man who represented what he could never achieve: humility, respect, and a life untainted by personal tragedy. Their rivalry was not just intellectual, it was deeply personal. Doom believed that Reed was the hero the world adored, the man who embodied everything Doom could never be. This envy, mixed with Doom's desire for control and recognition, led to some of the most iconic clashes in Marvel history. Doom's vast knowledge of science, sorcery, and weaponry made him a nearly unstoppable force, and each confrontation with the Fantastic Four showcased his brilliance and ruthlessness. But the true depth of Doctor Doom's character is revealed in his ultimate ascent to godhood. In Secret Wars, Doom was granted the unimaginable power of the Beyonder. In an unprecedented move, he reshaped the entire multiverse in his image, creating Battleworld, a world under his absolute control. As God Emperor Doom, he ruled with an iron fist, manipulating reality itself to achieve his vision of a perfect world. However, even as a god, Doom was torn by his own humanity. His reign wasn't one of unchallenged domination. It was a constant struggle to balance his desires for control with his underlying need for redemption. He created his perfect world, but the burden of his godhood weighed heavily on him. In the end, Doom was forced to confront his own flaws and the very ideals that had driven him to seek godhood. His fall from grace was as inevitable as it was tragic, showing that even the most powerful being in the multiverse couldn't escape the consequences of his actions. Despite his flaws, Doom's story doesn't end in darkness. In the aftermath of his godhood, Doom sought redemption in a way no one expected. In infamous Iron Man, Doom took on the mantle of Iron Man, attempting to fill the shoes of the hero he had once considered his greatest rival. His quest for redemption was far from easy. Doom's ego and his complex relationship with morality made it clear that he wasn't doing this out of sheer selflessness. Rather, it was his desire to prove that even someone as flawed as him could choose to be a hero. Though Doom's path to redemption was filled with obstacles, it also showed a side of him that few had seen. A man trying to atone for his mistakes, struggling with his own pride and yearning to make a difference. But can a man like Doom truly change? Or is he doomed to repeat the same mistakes? His time as Iron Man raised that very question, and it added a layer of complexity to a character who had long been defined by his villainy. Doctor Doom's life has been defined by monumental moments that showcase his brilliance, his power, and his will to overcome any obstacle. Perhaps his most iconic moment came when he stole the powers of the Beyonder, a feat that no one had thought possible. Doom's intellect and cunning were on full display as he manipulated the very fabric of reality itself. Another iconic moment was his face-off with Galactus, where Doom not only outsmarted the cosmic entity, but also briefly gained control of Galactus's powers. These feats, along with many others, demonstrate the sheer scale of Doom's genius and determination. He is a man who has battled gods, outwitted cosmic beings, and reshaped the universe itself, all in the pursuit of his vision for a perfect world. Doctor Doom is not just a villain. He's a tragic hero, a man whose brilliant mind and immense power have made him both a savior and a destroyer. His rise to power, his fall from grace, and his quest for redemption are what make him one of the most fascinating and complex characters in the Marvel Universe. Through all of his battles, moral dilemmas, and moments of brilliance, one thing remains clear. Doctor Doom is more than just a villain. He's a man caught between his own ambitions and the desire to be something greater than himself. So what do you think? Is Doctor Doom truly a villain, or is he simply a man who was misunderstood? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into Marvel's most iconic characters.